Good auras and good vibes. Welcome. Let's talk elements. What we commonly call fire isn't really fire, but the existence of heat. Aristotle. And what we commonly know as crystals, we will now know as elements. Note. I guess you kind of figure that today we're going to be talking about fire. Now, this episode, we're going to separate a few of the crystals that I own into one of the four elements based on the Western philosophers' belief system. The elemental belief system, that is. These fire elements are represented by the Zodiacs Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Being one with your fire elements can help with assertiveness, your energies, and passions. It helps you take that force that you have within yourself and let that heat grow strong. Now, these zodiacs are already spontaneous and intuitive, but let's look at the stones that will make them even more advanced. Like the embers you would find after the residuals of a fire, this stone is named Ember. Well, not ember, but amber. Almost the same. Much like the petrified wood, this is not a stone at all. It's fossilized tree resin, and within its fossilization, it shares a story all on its own, displaying it through its golden orange yellowish tint. I somehow managed to chip mine, but it is still a beautiful piece nonetheless. Since Neolithic times, it's been adored by many. It's translucent by default, and although my piece does not include plant or insects fossils within, I know. It's not uncommon for them to have a part of their past trapped inside. The hardened resin can be classified into two main groups: terpenoids and conifers. You can find it quite a few places, but the largest deposits are found in Myanmar, Dominican Republic, and certain areas in Europe. Carnelian is an orange reddish brown colored semi-precious stone. It's a chalcedony colored by iron oxide. There's another stone that goes by the name sard. These two strike a very similar resemblance, mainly because they're part of the same family. If you've ever watched the show Steven's Universe, then a lot of these names sound super familiar. I'm not into it myself, but just because it complements my passion, I just may look into it. You can find it in several places. The stone, not the show, by the way. Indonesia, Russia, and Germany being a few. Carnelian gets its name from the Latin word carnis, meaning fleshy, because it sometimes can look kind of like the flesh. I didn't mean to get too graphic. But it also is named after the carnum or Cornelian cherry, and I will try and show you guys a picture of that. Now, I don't know about fleshy or cherries, but it's definitely giving me flame vibes. What do you guys think? Bloodstone. This is such a lovely piece, the only pendulum that I own, and it's proven to be very useful. And if you would like to learn a bit more about pendulums, just leave a comment down below and I may even do another video. Bloodstone, or heliotrope, is derived from the Greek word sun. No wonder this is affiliated with fire. It's a cryptocrystalline mixture of quartz, jasper, and sometimes chalcedony. The red spots, however, are having nothing to do with flames or the sun, but I guess you probably could have guessed that. Instead, it has to do with blood. Just kidding, it's really just its iron oxide deposits. However, its relation to blood is unavoidable. Dip it in water and place it on your wounds, and it will act as a natural astringent. Many different religions have stories upon stories on the stone in their texts. Anywhere from Christians to ancient Romans have tales that correlate to its bloody past. You can find this stone mainly in India, but other areas include Australia, Brazil, Madagascar, and some locations in the States. Red garnet is a silicate mineral. Although the stone that I have is a fairly rough, not cut or polished in any way, shape, or form, it has many varieties and species like pyrope, spessartine, and uvarite. The range in colors are many. They include red, brown, purple, and even pink. Some places that you can find garnet is in Nigeria, Madagascar, and Canada, in metamorphic and sometimes igneous rocks. Its name is derived from the 14th century Old English for dark red, and garnet is commonly used as many different forms of an abrasive. They use it with a combination of blasting pressure and water for jet cutting, and they also use it in filtration systems. And where there is abrasion, there is heat. Ooh, can someone say fire element? Whether it's compositionally zoned or not, garnet can withstand the pressure and super high temperatures of up to 700 degrees Celsius. That's 1,292 degrees Fahrenheit, you guys. Huh? Now someone crank the heat on this stone. Red jasper is an aggregate, which is a mass crystal made up of mineralized particles. The impure varieties of silica can be anywhere between red, green, yellow, and brown. The green variety, which also has red in it, is known as a heliotrope. Sound familiar? It's derived from Old French and Latin, meaning speckled stone. However, giving the name Jasper to a person would change its meaning to treasurer. Surprisingly, jasper itself is an opaque rock, which I don't know if you guys can look, but I'm going to try and get an angle of the corner of my red jasper, and it's just like slight but there. It definitely has like no color. It gets its color from the impurities from the surroundings, like ash and sediment. The first stone in the high priest's breastplate was believed to be a red jasper. It is associated as one of the more popular stones of the ancient worlds and goes back as far back as ancient carvings and seals in the 1800s. Well, we burned through a lot of material in this fiery section. I feel like these stones are the second most correlated stones in the elemental system, but that's just me personally. I feel like I'm always going to take Earth as the number one. But I do hope that this episode lit a flame under you, or at least you learned something new. Like, share, and subscribe for more content. Don't forget to tickle the bell icon for notifications. Also, if you guys have any great ideas for new upcoming videos, definitely leave a comment down in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you guys. The very next episode on this series, this 4-part series, is the water element. That will be the last and final episode, but definitely not the last and final episode here on this channel. But Until then, you guys, take care.